what's happening around the world and what's happening here at home. A very good evening to and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Let's take a look at your headlines for tonight.
Bravo, Mr. President. IMF chief tells President AKD. Reaffirms commitment to assist Sri Lanka's economic agenda. Assets of suspects evading arrest will be seized. Statement from the police. Will support the police without any political bias. Deputy Minister Sunil Vatagala assures.
චංචල සහ නිශ්චල දේපල ටික තියාගන්න ඕන නම් හැංගිලත් ඉන්න තැනින් විගහට එන්න.
Attorney General requests new bench for trial of Hemasiri and Pujit over Easter Sunday attacks. 25% mandatory women and youth representation in local government election. Election date to be announced after 12 p.m. on the 20th of March.
In a top story for tonight, Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, has lauded Sri Lanka's efforts in managing its economic challenges and implementing crucial reforms. Speaking virtually to President Anurukumar Dissanayake, she reaffirmed the IMF's commitment to supporting Sri Lanka's economic agenda.
Also have been very effective in dealing with the bonds. That is truly remarkable achievement. So my very first message to you, Mr. President, is bravo. Congratulations for what you have achieved. I know it is not easy, but perseverance and strength of commitment do pay off. I just want to bring to your attention that we are not globally, we are not in an easy place. And in that sense, taking action domestically to strengthen the economy in this time of more global uncertainty is even more important than it would be if we were in a sort of plain vanilla global economic situation. So I want to finish from my side by saying two things. One, my heart is with you. You have been so remarkable in getting out of a very difficult situation and then having political change, but staying the course on reforms. You're right, very often new governments come and they say, oh, what was before us was all wrong, we start anew. If you were to choose that in Sri Lanka, when we were just at the cusp of bringing the country out of a very difficult situation, it would have been very harmful. So my heart goes to the people of Sri Lanka, my respect goes to you for what you have achieved. And my second message to you, Mr. President, is if there is anything that you think the fund can do more, if there is any particular area where you would like us to concentrate more on, do reach out. We would be very happy and eager to back you fully in what has been a success.
Deputy Minister of Public Security and Parliamentary Affairs, Attorney Sunil Vatagala, said that if Inspector General of Police Deshabandhu Tennakun, who is currently wanted, continues to evade court, legal steps will be taken to seize his assets.
We don't care about anyone's status. It doesn't matter if someone was a former Prime Minister, former President, or even a former Inspector General of Police. That's not the issue here. The issue is that Deshabandhu Tennakun is hiding. Why is he hiding? If he had done nothing wrong, there would be no reason for him to hide. The police are searching for him, but he's still evading arrest. If he doesn't come forward soon, we have legal ways to take further action. Let me show you this circular. It was issued on the 21st of January 2025 and signed by the Acting Inspector General of Police, Priyantha Veerasurya. This circular clearly states that if someone commits a crime, avoids court proceedings, and there's an arrest warrant out for them, their property can be seized or restricted. Deshabandhu Tennakon was given time to come forward and explain himself. If he doesn't, we will have to move forward with section 60, 61 and 62 of the Criminal Procedure Code. Even though these laws are on the books, they haven't been used much in the past, but we are ready to start enforcing them. And Deshabandhu Tennakon is the first person we're starting with. If he wants to keep his property both movable and immovable, he needs to stop hiding and come forward. He needs to explain how he acquired his wealth, which, by the way, is also questionable. If he wants to keep what he owns, he needs to come out of hiding and face the situation. Otherwise, we will have no choice but to take action under section 60, 61 and 62 of the Criminal Procedure Code.
අපරාධ නඩු විධාන සංග්‍රහයේ 60 61 62 වෙනි වගන්තියන් වලට අත ගහන්න වෙනවා.
Police are taking steps to secure orders for the seizure of property belonging to individuals who are evading court orders in accordance with Section 60 of the Criminal Procedure Code. Police spokesperson, Senior Superintendent of Police Buddhika Manatunga said that notices have already been distributed in areas where these wanted individuals are believed to be residing.
Some individuals have outstanding warrants and are purposefully evading arrest. To address this, the Sri Lanka police are moving ahead with issuing a public notice, and soon will seek orders to seize their property. We're also taking action against anyone who helps these suspects hide or who knows where they are and fails to report it to the police, the Gram Niladhari officer, the magistrates court or a justice of the peace.
Former Member of Parliament Ranjan Ramanayaka said Deshabandhu Tennakon is hiding at the home of a powerful politician.
For the first time in Sri Lankan history, an IGP is hiding in fear of the police. According to the information I have, it is the current Inspector General of Police and not the former one who is reportedly hiding at the house of a powerful politician. I believe Shani Abesekara is very capable and he will catch him eventually.
The Attorney General's Department has requested for the appointment of a new bench to hear the case filed over the Easter Sunday attack. The Attorney General's Department expressed confidence that a court will make a decision on this matter promptly.
The request for a new bench to hear the case filed over the Easter Sunday attacks comes after the initial bench appointed to hear the matter dismissed the case even before evidence was called for the defense.
What happened to the case filed over the Easter Sunday attacks?
The Attorney General filed criminal charges against former Secretary of Defence Hemasiri Fernando and former IGP Pujit Jayasundara for their failure to prevent the Easter Sunday attacks despite intelligence information being available of the attacks well in advance. The case was taken up before a High Court trial at Bar. The High Court trial at Bar had dismissed the case on the 18th of February after the prosecution's case was concluded without even calling for evidence from the defence. The order was issued by a bench comprising of Namal Balalle, Aditya Patabendige and Mohammed Izzadeen. The Attorney General appealed the said order by the High Court trial at Bar to the Supreme Court, arguing that the order was contrary to the law and seeking for the decision to be overturned. After considering the appeal, the Supreme Court overturned the order of the High Court trial at Bar and held that releasing the accused before calling for evidence of the defence was contrary to law. The Supreme Court ordered for the trial in the matter against the former Secretary of Defence Hemasiri Fernando and former IGP Pujit Jayasundara to resume and for the evidence of the defence to be called.
Four investigation teams have been appointed to probe the shooting incident in Kiridivatta, Gampaha. Two people arrived on a motorcycle and opened fire last night, targeting two people at a motorcycle spare parts shop.
Date 8th of March 2025. Time 6:45 p.m. Location Akaravita, Gampaha. Two individuals arrived on a motorcycle and opened fire targeting two people at a motorcycle spare parts shop. Both victims sustained injuries and were admitted to the Gampaha hospital. The victims have been identified as 36-year-old Chamara Nadi Sandarawan, the owner of the motorcycle spare parts shop, and the 30-year-old Asita Devinder, an assistant at the shop. Police said that the shop owner Chamara Nadi Sandarawan received several threatening phone calls yesterday from a person named Thammita Sumit, who is currently residing abroad. Police added that Thammita Sumit is associated with Ganemulla Sanjeeva, who was recently murdered at courtroom number 5 at the Half-Stop Court Complex. Statements have been recorded from approximately 100 people in connection with the murder of organized criminal Ganemulla Sanjeeva. Statements were recorded from police officers, special task force personnel, prison officers and judicial officers. The Colombo Crimes Division is leading further investigations into the case, with 12 suspects currently arrested in connection to the murder. Ganemulla Sanjeeva, a member of an organized crime gang, was murdered on the 19th of February. A pistol and a bullet were discovered near the Kadawatha interchange during a special operation initiated based on intelligence received by the Army Intelligence. It is believed that the firearm was intended for use by Ganemulla Sanjeeva's group in an assassination attempt on Kesal Bandara Padme's group. Another suspect involved in the shooting and murder of Aruna Vitanagamage alias Kajja and his 2 children has been arrested in Kuttigala. Police revealed that the suspect had paid the shooter and the motorcyclist involved in the killings. As a result, the total number of suspects arrested in connection with the triple homicide in mid-the-year now stands at 12. Kajja was killed in the shooting on the 18th of February, while his 2 children who were injured in the incident later succumbed to their injuries.
4 senior superintendents of police have been appointed to the posts of Acting Deputy Inspector General of Police with immediate effect.
Senior Superintendent of Police MNS Mendes has been appointed as the Acting DIG of the Batiklu District. SSP WPJSA Nadira has been appointed as the Acting DIG in charge of the Western Province Traffic Division. SSP DMMAB Mahagiriullah has been appointed as the DIG in charge of the Ratnapura District. SSP KMUP Kalupahana has been appointed as the Acting DIG in charge of the Monaragala District. 5 SSPs have received new postings and transfers. 28 other police OICs have also received transfers. The police headquarters added that 5 superintendents of police have been given new appointments and transfers. Meanwhile, 28 police OICs have also been transferred. The police media division said that all appointments have been made subject to the approval of the National Police Commission.
Newsfirst with the people.
The local government election Sri Lanka 2025.
Prime Minister Harini Amarasuri announced that Rai Kali Balthazar will contest the upcoming local government election as a mayoral candidate for the Colombo Municipal Council.
An event organized by the National People's Power for International Women's Day was held in Colombo yesterday.
අවුරුද්දකට කලින් මාර්තු 8 වෙනි දින අපි සියලු දෙනා පොල්දුව වටරාවුමේ
1 year ago, on the 8th of March, we gathered at the Polduva roundabout for a protest as the expenditure for the Women's Affairs Ministry was slashed by 8%. We were attacked with water cannons and all of us got wet. Today, the 3 of us who spoke on the stage on that date are members of Parliament. 17 other women who were around us on that date are also members of Parliament. Saman Mali, I believe that the case filed over that matter is not over yet. There are people here who had been made parties to that case. Just like that, the woman who is to become the mayor of Colombo is also a party to that case. It is not enough that we were elected as members of Parliament. We should also vote and elect our comrade Rai as the mayoress of Colombo.
එකතු වෙලා රායි සහෝදරීව කොළඹ මහනගර සභාවේ නගරාධිපති ධූරයටත් පත් කරන්න අපි සියලු දෙනා එකතු වෙන්න ඕනේ මහන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ.
අපි අපේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ තියෙන
අපේ ගමට අපේ නගරටත් නායකත්වය දෙන්න ලෑස්ති වෙනවා.
We are meeting today at a time when we are ready to give leadership to our villages and our cities. We will create a new generation of women through this leadership. Dear sisters, we have the responsibility and power to create a force that can change the entire country and not just ourselves or our political camp.
පුළුවන් වගකීම තියෙන්නේ කාගේ අතේද? අපේ අතේ සහෝදරියනි. ඒ ශක්තිය තියෙන්නේ අපේ අතේ.
පළාත් පාලන මැතිවරණ අපිට ගොඩාක් තීරණාත්මකයි.
The local government election is very decisive for us. The grassroots level leadership is very important to us. We won the presidential election and the general election. If we now think that our struggle is over, that is wrong. The reason for that is the fact that the forces that were defeated are not ready to leave. They are lingering around like ghosts. When we watch the live broadcast of Parliament on the television, we can see them lamenting in Parliament. We can see their anger. We can see their disruptive conduct. Brothers and sisters, I believe that there is no reason for us to be surprised at the fact that they are scrambling. Why is that? Because in addition to us winning the elections, the heaven that they created for themselves has been dismantled. They enjoyed a massive amount of power and now they don't have it. They enjoyed many benefits and now they don't have it. They collected a lot of money and now they don't have it. They lost everything and they lost the benefits they enjoyed even while eating from Parliament. Since they lost everything, they are angry and sad. So they are now looking towards overthrowing this government as soon as possible and to win over the heaven that they lost. When they were in heaven, the country was in hell. They created a heaven for themselves to live in by making the entire country hell. That is what we changed. They may attempt to conspire and disrupt to weaken the government. It is our duty to be aware of such disruptive actions. What did Ranil Wickremesinghe always say? He said that the next week is going to be harder. When was he planning on developing the country? They are asking us why we were not able to develop the country in a few weeks. He was planning on developing the country in 2048. They have forgotten all of this and are now questioning us as to why more wasn't done, as if we inherited heaven from them. We took over a destroyed country and stabilized it.
දැන් මේ ඔක්කොම මත කළා තමයි දැන් මේ අහන්නේ අපි නිකන් හරියට නිකන් ස්වර්ගේ බාරගෙන එක කරන් බරනවා වගේ මේ කතා කියන පටන් ගන්න තියෙනවා. වට්ටපු රටක් අරන් තමයි දැන් මේ ස්ථාවර කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
Meanwhile, the Samgi Jana Balawega held a meeting as part of their campaign for the local government election in Aranayaka today.
දැන් පුංචි මැතිවරණයේදී
I believe we need to change how we organize at the village level for this local government election. It's crucial to bring back those who left the party, unite as a campaign and adopt a fresh approach at this election campaign. Without this, I don't think we can secure victory. How can we reunite with them? Are you asking us to accept the deals they made? We stood by you, even marching to Colombo. Are you now telling us to align with Harin and others who abandoned us? How can you even consider that? Don't you have any shame? They accepted around 500 bar permits. If we rejoin them, you will have to bear that responsibility. We cannot be a part of it. Those who left us for personal gains, those who went abroad as foreign ministers, and those who misused millions from the Youth Services Council, are we supposed to stand with them? All these wrongdoings happened under the leadership of Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Interviews for the selection of candidates for the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna to contest for 10 local government bodies in the Hambantota district was held at the Carlton House in Tangol today.
I have also come here to contest for the local government election from the Podujana Peramuna. Many young people have come here with the hope of contesting the election. With such a demand, we are looking to field a team of young candidates for the local government bodies in the Hambantota district. There are women, young people and even elderly people like us. There has been a reawakening of the party. That is all I have to say. I too will be contesting.
මමත් ඉල්ලනවා කොහට හරි නෑ ඉතින් අපිත් එහෙම අපි ඉහළ යනවා පහළ යනවා ඒක දැන් පහළින් පටන් ගන්නවා අපහු
Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnayaka said that all political parties and independent groups submitting nominations for the upcoming local government elections must include a mandatory 25% representation of both women and youth.
Candidates will be elected for 4,872 electorates with 17,296,330 eligible voters casting their votes. The Election Commission said that bonds have already been deposited for 168 local government bodies. Bonds can be deposited until March 19. 57 independent groups and 18 political parties have deposited bonds so far.
When will the election be held?
Nominations have been called for 336 local government bodies. Nominations will be accepted on March 17th. The election will be announced on March 20th at 12 p.m.
The election date can only be announced after 12 noon on the 20th of March. According to the Act, the election must take place between 35 and 49 days after nomination papers are accepted, which takes place within a 2-week period. All details will be confirmed on the 20th of March at 12 noon.
Newsfirst.
A meeting focused on the development of Mannar was held today at the Mannar District Secretariat.
A meeting focused on the development of Mannar was attended by Deputy Minister of Tourism, Professor Ruan Ranasinghe, Deputy Minister of Environment, Anton Jaikodi, and other senior government officials. The meeting primarily centered on the immediate reinstatement of the ferry service between Talaimana and Rameshwaram, alongside the restoration of railway and other transportation networks linking Talaimana to Puttalam.
Already the Mannar Dutch Fort development has been started, and accelerating it and also reopening, or I would say developing new entrance from the Mannar side to the Vilpattu National Park, and also coral reefs, also developing Mannar city according to the long-term development plans of Urban Development Authority.
The group also conducted an inspection of the Vedathal Thivu Nature Reserve.
A conference on futuristic vision for education in Sri Lanka, organized by the Citizens Initiative for Transformation of Education in Sri Lanka, was held this morning.
The Citizens Initiative for Transformation of Education, or CITE, held a conference today on a futuristic vision for Sri Lankan education.
What's wrong with all of us? And what is the remedy? People talk about system change. How can we do it? Make good citizens. Who is a good citizen? If all of us are good, entire society would be good. Behave ethically and capable of, on one side behave ethically, on the other side you should be earn your life without exploiting others, and don't allow to exploit others.
So all these roles will change in education. And we will have to align our education system so that these advances in technology, which is going to put the traditional education actually behind the technology advance. So the traditional education will not drive the technology advance, but the technology will actually drive the education. And we have to find that balance in Sri Lanka in terms of education.
Professionals across the education, medical and art sectors participated in the event.
A Shirdi Sai Baba Ashram Meditation and Community Service Center was inaugurated in Puakpitiya today.
The Shirdi Sai Baba Ashram Meditation and Community Service Center, dedicated to the teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba, was inaugurated at Elston Estate, Puakpitiya in Avisavela today. The center was constructed with the support of the Global Sai Foundation Trust. A Prana Pratishta was conducted by the founder of the Global Sai Foundation Trust, author, humanitarian and spiritual thinker, Dr. Chandra Banu Satpathy. Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka Santosh Jha, member of the Global Sai Foundation Trust Ganesh Ishwaran, Sai devotees and spiritual enthusiasts attended the event.
Gusts and torrential rains have caused widespread power outages and triggered flash floods in parts of Australia's east coast, with 1 person killed and a dozen soldiers wounded.
After days hovering off the coast as a Category 2 tropical cyclone and battering a 400-kilometer stretch of coastline, Alfred significantly weakened today, but still left significant disturbance along its path. Some 316,540 people were without power today in Queensland's southeast, where the Gold Coast city was the worst hit area, energy distributor Energex said in a statement. Australia's Bureau of Meteorology said heavy rainfall that could cause flash flooding was developing and could affect Brisbane as well as the Queensland regional centres of Ipswich, Sunshine Coast and Gympie.
It was all pretty calm, but we were just watching out for everything with all the news reports, and then all of a sudden, bang, it came out of nowhere, mate.
We were expecting a little bit of rain, but not this much and not this quick.
Originally expected to make landfall on Thursday, the 6th of March, tropical cyclone Alfred was delayed, finally hitting the mainland on Friday. The Gold Coast and some Bay Islands were amongst the hardest hit, experiencing intense rainfall and damaging winds. By Friday evening, the storm had reached Brisbane, although its impact wasn't as severe as initially feared. Many believed the worst was over and the cyclone was downgraded from a Category 2 to a tropical low. However, by Saturday afternoon, the northern parts of the southeast Queensland, including the Redcliffe Peninsula, Hervey Bay and Toowoomba, were battered by extreme winds and heavy rainfall, causing widespread damage. Homes and businesses have suffered structural damage, trees have been uprooted, and power outages continue to affect hundreds and thousands of residents. Flooding is now currently a major concern, with authorities and emergency service workers closely monitoring the situation. Queensland Premier David Christopherly has urged everyone to stay indoors unless absolutely necessary. If you must travel, Queenslanders have been asked to exercise caution, use common sense, avoid flooded roads, and stay tuned for further updates.
Oh my God!
Australia's Bureau of Meteorology said heavy rainfall that could cause flash flooding was developing and could affect Brisbane as well as the Queensland regional centres of Ipswich, Sunshine Coast and Gympie. Damaging winds with gusts of about 90 kilometers per hour were also possible in the state.
We're looking at all of the damage around and trying to do our best to help out. We've got some snap straps and some gear in the car to help out anyone who's looking for assistance, and just having a sticky beak at everything that we can.
I could feel the building moving last night. We're on the 12th floor, which is not really high compared to some of these places, but it was enough to keep me awake, that's for sure.
We're all cooped up in one room, just looking out the window going, is this going to destroy the house or what?
Basically the living room is destroyed, both the side walls, the roof has come down. The skylight from the kitchen has gone, so there's flooding inside now. I'm going to stay with some friends for the night and then we'll look for some accommodation.
When I saw the roof fall, the first thing me and my older daughter, she's 18, we both screamed was, is there anyone in there? Is there anyone behind there?
I'm anxious. The last few days been preparing for this, but now it's all coming up really fast.
But the river come down the house would have destroyed it, and probably could have killed the family. So very grateful it went the other way.
We have our generator out the back. We've got a couple of pumps because we flood, so they're already up and running.
I prepared myself with lots of candles, lots of water,
ice in the fridge just in case the power went out.
Brisbane Airport reopened today but posted on X that ongoing weather may affect the schedule. Queensland will decide later today whether about 1,000 state schools closed due to the bad weather will reopen on Monday. The neighbouring state of New South Wales has confirmed all public schools that were closed on Friday due to Alfred will remain closed again on Monday. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said that the situation in Queensland and northern New South Wales remains very serious due to flash flooding and heavy winds.
Very serious risks remain. So it is important that people do not take this downgrading as a reason for complacency. Its impact will be serious and will intensify over coming hours and indeed over coming days. It will still bring strong winds, heavy rain, flooding and dangerous conditions across southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales over this weekend and in the days beyond. Now is the time to remain alert, stay inside and look after each other.
The storm reached the Queensland coast on Saturday as a tropical low after 16 days as a cyclone, prompting preparations by millions of residents. Alfred is the first cyclone to cross the East Australian coast near the Queensland state capital of Brisbane since 1974.
Meanwhile, a total of more than 1,000 people have been killed in the past 2 days in what is the worst violence in Syria since rebels toppled the Assad regime in December.
The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a UK-based monitor, said 745 civilians were killed, mostly execution style, while 125 Syrian security forces and 148 Assad loyalists were killed. Death tolls from the 2 days of fighting have varied wildly, with some estimates putting the final death toll even higher. Fighting began on Thursday after fighters loyal to the ousted Assad regime ambushed security forces in Jable in the coastal Latakia province. The wide-ranging coordinated assault was the biggest challenge the country's Islamist authorities so far and came 3 months after the opposition fighters led by Islamist rebel group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham toppled the Syrian president Bashar al-Assad. To crush the rebellion, the Syrian government called for reinforcements with thousands of fighters converging on Syria's coast from all over the country. Though fighters are nominally under the auspices of the new Syrian government, militias still persist, some of which have been implicated in past human rights abuses and are relatively undisciplined. The Syrian government has insisted that individual actions led to the killing of civilians and said the massive influx of fighters on the coast led to human rights violations. In a speech on Friday, Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara said that anyone who harms civilians will face severe punishment.
Sumedha Ranasinghe has set a new national record in the men's javelin throw event.
The second Sri Lanka athletics qualifiers were held in Diagama today. Sumedha Ranasinghe, competing in the men's javelin throw event, cleared a distance of 85.78 meters.
I had the opportunity to qualify for this year's World Athletics Championships in Japan. The qualifying standard for the tournament was set at 85.50 meters. My throw was 85.78 meters, which allowed me to qualify directly for the tournament.
Meanwhile, Lesendu Arthavidu set a new national record for the under-20 men's high jump event. He cleared a height of 2.22 meters.
At the first qualifier, I equaled the junior record set by Manjula Kumarage. At the second qualifier, I was able to break that record by 4 centimeters. I qualified for the South Asian tournament and the Asian tournament.
The 11th edition of the Sirasa TV Magic Ice Cream Carnival successfully concluded today at the Haligoda Public Stadium. We leave you tonight with highlights of the carnival. Good night.
The 11th edition of the Sirasa TV Magic Ice Cream Carnival kicked off yesterday, bringing a range of exciting activities to the people of Ahaliagoda. For 2 days, attendees had the chance to enjoy Iceland, magic shows, merry-go-rounds, fun bounces and even win prizes. Last night, many popular stars performed alongside the Brave Band, and tonight, the Ants Band provided the musical entertainment for the carnival. Artists including Pradeep Rangana, Dimanka Velalage, Nilan Hettiarachi, Ramya and Ashanya Premadasa took the stage during the Sirasa TV Magic Ice Cream Carnival.